Hey guys, trying to bang out a bunch of short ones so we can get ahead of the curve a little bit. Throttle body injection. This one is swirl fin aimed almost at the plug. I really wasn't thinking about that when I put it in there. I just jammed it in. I'll give you a clock position when we change it. As far as the liquid in the chamber, you can see how much we moved over to the plug from the straight one. Okay, that may not be great, right? Because you don't want any plug wetting. You want a nice vapor across it. Interesting the way the dykem is splattering and going towards the valve seat over there. Let's take a look at the intake valve. Okay, intake valve looks pretty good. I like the way the intake valve looks. Let's take a look at the barrel. Okay, you can see the outline of the last drip, which was bigger than this drip. So I'm going to say, I'm still not thrilled with it, but I think it's a touch better than it was last one. Okay, you can definitely see we've got much more of an angle on our dykem. We'll take a different view of this in a second. But yeah, it's definitely angled way more over to the plug. All right, you can get a better glimpse of that angle there. Definitely pulled it over. Now, pulling it over, you think that's going to suck some energy out of the system? Because we're moving the whole airflow. Interesting to think about, right? Yeah, you're going to crab about my crummy clay job. It is actually quite lumpy and bumpy. I should have taken some of that out. But basically, I took the same fin that we had that was right after the guide, pulled it off, and moved it a little bit, and did another test. Now you can see the blue going right down to that bolt boss. Wow. That looks different to me than we had, right? Also, this spot hasn't been really cleaned off because I've been using a little wire wheel on a drill in order to get that, because I don't want to take the clay out each time. Definitely an interesting experiment as far as changing the angle of the flow and the swirl. Take a look at, all right, this was 38, right? This is the swirl fin in the direction of the dykem. And 39 is swirl fin towards center of cylinder. I should give a clock reference to that. 3:45 maybe, something like that. Let's say 4 o'clock. All right, you're going to make fun of my drawing, but 4 o'clock position. And in order for me to get a reference where it needs to be, I have to draw the port. Otherwise, I could goof it up. So I know you like them. All right, how'd we do over here? Okay, these flows are in reference to these flows. Equals, tiny plus, plus equals, plus minus, small minus, plus, small plus, minus, but a small minus, small minus, small minus, getting bigger minuses, okay? Overall, looks like more minuses than pluses, so it's going to be a slight negative as far as our flow, but it looks a little better. Well, I'm not going to say that. That's not right, because it's got a little more liquid towards the plug, but I like the way the bore looks better, so I'm not thrilled with either of them, actually. Let's take a look at our pluses and minuses as far as our swirl. Okay, because the swirl fin is aimed in this direction, right? We move this flow over, we can see by the liquid. So we got more swirl everywhere. Now, swirl does take energy, so that would make sense why we lost some flow. Plus, this is redirecting the flow up. Never a minute's peace around Wi-Fi. Woof. Alrighty. So we got more swirl everywhere, but actually this swirl here It's okay. I do like this a touch better. Remember, when we put a manifold on this, the swirl kicked back quite a bit, so got to keep that in mind. As far as airspeeds, 38, 39. Let me put our pluses and minuses in. Okay, the airspeeds tell us something, but they don't tell us that much. Came up a little bit here, down a touch here, up a touch here. Gained a few center of the cylinder on the roof. Gained a few outside on the roof. Now you got to remember, tough for me to get the pitot in with that roof fin in. As far as our short side, it's definitely even, much more even, right? So the short side should be working more efficiently at this point. This is measured at 600. We got 289.6 and 288.4. They're almost identical as far as flow, but these numbers to me look better. You guys can give me some input on that. I'm wondering whether we should I put the fin at 3 o'clock? I think we had good luck with it at 3 o'clock. Or should I just go from 4 o'clock over to 8 o'clock? I'll think about it. This is, I'm recording this, and this is not going to get posted for a couple days, trying to get ahead of the curve. So I'll think about what I want to do, and then I'll record it, and hopefully you guys like it. It's to me, it's interesting stuff. If it's interesting to you, you probably need medication. Just letting you know. All right, I made the medication joke. I shouldn't say that, because that really does help people, especially some people I know very closely. It's all right, guys. Not everyone has the brain chemistry to stay focused, we could say. I know I don't. I wonder if something would help. I'm very sensitive to any medications, though. Not good for me. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night.